Okay, let's get this show on the road. I think this is one of those sessions where, hang on, let me just check. Just want to make sure we got this running, because I think most of this is going to be recording. So Jennifer, at any point, please do ask questions, because 20 minutes, it's more about ask questions. And it's always nicer for people watching to have an actual discussion, right? So have you come to this session? Give us a little bit of background. Hello, Alex. Hey, Alex, are you a computer science programmer, by the way?
I'm sorry, I
Are
missed
you a
that.
bit of a programmer?
Not really, no.
No, okay, fair enough.
Wish I was.
Okay, yes, everybody can see my screen, so it's all good. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to give you a quick demo, because I've only got 20 minutes, and then I'm going to show you all the resources on the site, which is here, and I will pop on for you using the extensive chat function, which I definitely know how to use. So the site is here, so everything is on the site. So today's a fully live demonstration, but I've got everything ready to go. So this is an extra function, and right now today, tomorrow I'd like to teach about the Malaysian election. It looks like a hung parliament as of about an hour ago. So I think there's going to be a lot of difficult vocab in here, but I want students to have a go and understand it. So let's have a look what these tools will do. Well, the first thing it's going to do is give us a difficulty guide. So how difficult is this actually going to be? I'm going to have a look, and this is running in real time. So I'm a little bit worried because this is brand new, bang up to date, today's news. Okay, not bad. Unaided reading age 16 to 18. That's a bit of an issue, isn't it? And you know what? I've heard of teachers giving years 4 and 5, and those are like 8, 9, 10-year-olds things, and they get this shock. They're like, it's 14 or it's 12 or it's something very high. Now that's because it's an unaided reading age, and what this tool is designed to do is give you some help and really help you to share this material, whatever it is. So yeah, well, okay, so Malaysia faces a hung parliament. We can see there's a lot of words there. We can see there's a lot of challenges there. So a couple of things we'd like to do as a teacher is, I think it would be a really good idea to let's highlight those low frequency words, shall we? Let's see what words are likely to be giving us problems. Again, it's going to run the script live, and we're going to have a quick look and see what it's doing. Well, yeah, there's quite a lot here. Uncertainty, coalitions, alliance, persist, inflation, constitutional monarchy. Everybody good with that? Yeah. Okay, but there's still quite a lot to take there. Now, even just doing this is telling the students it's okay if you don't understand every single one of these words. There's an exception, and you will notice that they are not just one color, they've been color coded. Bonus points to you in the chat if you can work out which colors are which. Okay, a bit of a clue for you. We're using a system pretty close to rainbow grammar. So have a look at that and see if you can figure out what the word types are. Okay, good start. Nice to know what some of these words are. And you're going to get the answer very, very shortly, because I'm going to add a low frequency word table here. So here we go. Straight away, off we go. And you can see all the words are coming up now. Now, some of these words, I've got a dictionary. Some of these words aren't in the dictionary. You can choose to delete. I mean, some of these are actually names of people, and that's very important. But it's got the majority of words here. So already you've got a document here that is much more powerful, shows all the difficult words, and shows what's going on. So we can immediately do that. Now, if I was being a proper EFL teacher, not only would I do that, I would try to pre-teach some of those words. And to help that, we have a word cloud. And so the word cloud will generate, can you see the word? Yes, you can see the word cloud. I do use another little plugin, okay, admittedly, because I've got the table, we've got a few other words coming in here. And you can see these words and play with these words and do what you like. But it instantly gives you some of these things going on. Now, admittedly, it's not a perfect system. So if I got rid of this, you would see quite a different word table. But it's up to you which ones you want to do. I'm going to just delete this for now, because what I'd also like to do is, oh my goodness, my boss is coming in for an inspection. And do you know what? When I teach something, I check every single word that I teach. Don't you? Don't you, Alex? Don't you, everybody? Don't you check every single word? Of course we do. Every single word. And that's what we're going to do now. We're going to create something that's going to check every single word that's in the document. Now, perhaps for your own purposes, you might think the low frequency words are important, but if you're teaching younger groups, then it's important to see how often words are getting recycled, reused, and how often you're teaching them. So immediately, hang on, give it a second. Maybe pushing my luck with everything else. What you have is you've got the word frequencies, you've got the n-gram for the word. If you're more interested in linguistics, you can pull up an image, synonyms, and the definition if we have one. With this, you have every single word. You could choose a function that does only the low frequency words. And with this, you have everything. And I think if somebody was coming in to see a lesson, an English lesson or something, you've got a huge amount of data here that really shows exactly what you're teaching in terms of the language. And so with all of these tools available to you, you have some quite powerful tools. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get rid of the highlighting completely, because if you are teaching an actual English language lesson, what you might want to do is pick a part of speech. And I've given the game away as to what the colors are, but you know what? Let's try highlighting the adverbs, see how many adverbs are in here. Might be a few. Now, sometimes words do have double meaning, so you'd have to check. But here we go. We can see there's quite a lot of adverbs going on here. That's not a bad thing to do. We could also perhaps pick one of the more obvious things, the adjectives. And again, it's going through a dictionary list and giving you those and immediately highlighting them for you and helping you. Now, I say this is a tool because, like all tools, it's one of those tools that it helps. It's not perfect. You might need to adjust things a little bit, but on average, it's saving teachers who teach English as a foreign language, teachers who teach students with additional needs. They probably called SEND in the US, and students with English as an additional language about 30 hours a week. Now, those are the main tools. This is a very quick call, and this is a live piece of news that we took literally this morning. And tomorrow morning, I have a fully prepared lesson. I can ask questions on it and do things like that. Now, in terms of the website itself, what is there available? Because I know you're all innovators. I know you guys might be okay. So first thing, obviously, there's the home. There's the open the beta. It's still in beta, probably will be for quite a while. You make a copy, and then you will have to go through the details just to go through that. So we'll do that live. Any questions so far? I know I'm going quite quickly. Okay. So this version comes up and people say, where's the menu? Where's the menu? And I'm afraid you do have to be a little bit patient for it to appear. So give it a second or two, or three or four. Trying to run a video conference at the same time as downloading things from Google is kind of pushing my luck, but I think it won't be too long. But the instructions are here, including how the dictionary works, etc. So, and it will directly appear as a menu because I haven't made it into an extension yet. There it is, Reading Power Tools. Now, the first time you run it, and I always recommend you just do it on one document, copy and paste things in and out. It's going to run a script. Now, I don't keep any data on this at all, but I know for a fact that it's going to need authorization. You're going to find out it is me who's authorizing it. So, yeah, that's fine. And it's going to be checking. Google hasn't verified that. It hasn't checked this script. That's, yeah, understandable. So I have to click advanced. You know, I'm the developer, so I trust myself. And then I'm going to go to reading difficulty power tools. You can, of course, check all of these things. Yes, And these are the minimum rights it needs. It needs to be able to create, edit docs and sheets and display some extra little web content, which it only does in the menus. But those are the 3 rights it asks for. Authorization successful. And as you can tell, because this is an instruction set for adults, one would expect this to be quite challenging perhaps. So just run the difficulty guide just to show you. And you've got that. You'll notice here that there's an animated GIF just showing you exactly what's going on and some simple instructions. Once you're happy that you've read these, they are available on the website. Once you're happy with that, I'll be honest, if you've read it, I normally just delete it. Job done. Okay, and then I can put my own things. Now, going back to the website, so obviously that's the important one. You can press it in open the beta, download. But the next thing I want to show you, and this is great because many of you are sharing with your colleagues, is that I'm in a bit of a rush today, but actually what I've done is I've made a series of videos. This one here, which is the beginner's guide, the instructions page, the features guide, which is made by my good friend Seti, another Google innovator, translating low frequency words. This is just using Sheets. You're welcome to use that video with or without. You can use that. A bit more of a guide to teaching vocabulary, if that isn't the thing that you do most often, and something called the embolden function. About 3-4 months ago, there was a craze called bionic reading. I'm not convinced it's a good idea, but you'll be unsurprised to hear that it only takes a couple of lines of Google Apps Script to make a bionic style reader. So I leave that for you to play with. That's its own little extension, but you can play with that to your heart's content, but also the research behind the tool, because I think that's really important. There are some other pages: instructions page, age guide, research, and rainbow grammar. Rainbow grammar is a UK-based idea. And look, I needed some pretty colors. Rainbow sounded brilliant, so I picked those colors fairly randomly. But there was enough of a following that I thought, if I stick to colors where there's a system, yeah. Is this your innovator project? I've been an innovator for a very long time. So yeah, I guess it was an innovator project. About the 3rd or 4th one I did. My original innovator project was with SketchUp back when Google owned it. So that was my original innovator project. But yeah, this was an innovator project, just something I did during lockdown and something I've played with, and I continue to play with it. And there is an FAQ. You can also send me feedback. And finally, there's an update page. I do realize I've spoken a lot. So if you've got any questions, did I code this? Yes, I did. Yes, it's all my code. And it is fully open source. I mean, it's fully open source because all Google Apps scripts written this way are open source anyway, but I have put a copy in a repository if anybody is a computer programmer, and you are welcome to see that code, which I can press the FAQ button, and you can either see it directly in the document, but if you want to see the source code a little bit more formally, I've kept it in a place called GitHub, which is a well-known open source repository that also enables you to do various things like change it and so on. You miss SketchUp. It still exists. It's just Trimble have got it alone. Yeah. But yeah, it's a shame it's not an application on your computer anymore. So yeah, that's very true. Thank you very much, Alex. Good. Right. Well, you better get to yours. Alex, what are you presenting?
So I'm going to be doing digital signage in schools and the importance of having good digital signage in schools and how you can get started with them. So if you would like to come over and speak in a few minutes, I'll be there.
So we will be putting the links up in about 3 minutes, and I'm sure that is going to be awesome. In those last couple of minutes, I'll let Alex go over to his own. Do you have any questions? I know this was a real quick one. Oh, there you are, coming up next. Okay, great, Jennifer. Thanks for that. I'm going to stop sharing my screen. Okay. Good. All right. Okay, and your presentation was great too. Mayuka, you're a bit late for me, but I definitely will watch it later. I was very interested in what your presentation is. So all the best. Okay. I think you all know how to reach out to me, but if Twitter is still alive, at ESL Web is pretty easy. Or you can just type my name into Google. That works these days. LinkedIn. Yeah, LinkedIn's a bit more complicated, but if you type my name into Google, you'll find it quick enough. Advantage of having a fairly unusual name. All the best. Take care. Okay.
Thank you very much, James.
Okay. Oh, good. I'm glad there's a shift system going on.
I'll stop the recording.